My name is Parker. Today I'm going to be telling you some interesting things about fire. Did you know people have been using fire to cook their food for almost as long as there has been people on Earth? African people invented cooking fires probably about 1 million years ago. When people left Africa about 60,000 years ago, they brought an idea of cooking fires with them all over the world. Perhaps the last ice age, which ended about 10,000 BC, made people invent the ideas of fire inside to keep their caves warm. Around 3000 BC, people in West Asia began to use charcoal to smelt copper and tin together into bronze. You need a hot charcoal fire to smelt metal. Wood fires don't burn hot enough. Blacksmiths need even hotter fires to smelt iron. The method was not invented until 1500 BC by the Hittites in West Asia, and then it spread to the rest of Asia into Europe from there. African blacksmiths may have invented iron smelting for themselves about 380. What is fire made of? You know that fire generates heat and light, but have you ever wondered what it is made of? Here is a look at the chemical composition of fire. Fire is a result of chemical reaction called combustion. At a certain point in the combustion reaction, called the ignition point, flames are produced. Flames consist primarily of carbon dioxide, water vapor, oxygen, and nitrogen. Fire emits heat and light. In order for combustion and fire to occur, three things must be present: fuel, oxygen, and energy, usually in the form of heat. When two molecules meet under the right circumstances, they may exchange electrons in ways that change both molecules into new kinds of molecules. While they are doing that, they may also release some electrical energy in form of the heat or light. This is what happens whenever there is a fire. The earliest fires were stars, where when hydrogen atoms meet up a law of pressure from gravity, they merge together into helium atoms and let off some energy. That's the sunshine we get from our sun. Fire was useful for all kinds of things in the ancient and medieval world, but it is also very dangerous. Because people built their houses of wood and had thatched roofs, and they built fires inside their houses to cook on and to heat their houses. It was very common for their houses to catch on fire and burn down. In the ancient world, they didn't have fire departments, so there was nobody to put out the fire once it got started. The Romans tried to make some rules about how close together houses could be, and they made a law that everyone building had to have buckets of water standing around in case of fire, but a lot of people probably didn't follow these rules. To know how to make a fire is one of the most fundamental wilderness skills. Practice and learn the different methods so you'll know how to make a fire anywhere and under conditions. A fire can fulfill several needs. It can keep you warm and dry. You can use it to cook food, purify water, and sterilize bandages. You will need some material that ignites very easily to start a fire. Good tinder is dry material that takes only a spark to ignite. The tinder must be absolutely dry. There are numbers of things you can use for tinder: paper, leaves, grass, and resin. You can find resin in spruce and pine trees. Resin will burn even if it's wet. Have plenty of tinder on hand so your fire will not go out. Collect tinder before you need it. Put tinder in your pocket or backpack so you always have it handy. Kindling is highly combustible material that you can add to the burning tinder. Small dry twigs and sticks are best. They They should easily light when placed on small flame. The dead branches on the other side of trees provide excellent kindling. They are used dry even if it's rained for weeks. Once your fire is established, you can add larger pieces of firewood. Make sure the firewood is dry as possible. Look for dead trees, and they are usually a good source for dry firewood. There are a number of ways to start a fire without a match or a fire lighter. I'm going to demonstrate one. One of the most easiest ways to start a fire is to use a flint and steel and a cotton ball. Thanks for watching. Remember, fire can be a lifesaver, but it can also be very dangerous.